Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well. You know me, I'm Tom with Mr. Fix-All Home and Garden out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Sorry, just want to apologize up front for not doing a video in over 9 days. And there's been a reason for it. All I can tell you is I am so busy that I am going insane. That's all I can tell you. From all the realtors to all my permanent customers, to the new business that I'm getting, it has just been one wild and crazy 2 weeks. In fact, this whole year has been just absolutely crazy. I love it, believe me, I love it. Between the farm and what's going on here in Raleigh, I haven't had a moment's rest. But there's some exciting news. I just want to share some more information with you about some personal things that have been happening, and I promise you I won't bore you to death, okay? It's Monday, the 15th, and I'm already finished the day's work, and the big thing today is, of course, this deck restoration job that I'm on. I got deck 1 completed, okay, completely completed, and took another deposit from the homeowner for deck number 2. Plus also he wanted me to do a lot of major landscaping, mulch, cutting out a bunch of trees and bushes out of his yard. Plus his neighbor, which I had a few years ago, his wife left him, and he's been cutting his own grass and everything, got fed up with it, the place was looking really bad, and he called me up and said, Tom, I want to recontract you, the whole place is yours, just do what you got to do, get it ready, I'll write you a check for the whole project. Plus a bunch of other new customers came on board. The landscaping business is double in size. Of course, I need to tell you this, my new apprentice, she's been doing okay. I can't complain. She shows up every time. This is week 2. Today or tomorrow morning she's going to show up again. That'll be week 3, and she's trying to learn the trade. Okay, beer 30. Okay, let's get down to the nuts and bolts of stuff. First off, happy Mother Day to all you mothers this past Sunday. I had to work. I picked up a good gig, a power washing gig on a 4,000 square foot house, and she also happens to be a realtor. And she got my name from a referral from another realtor, and she says that the other realtor said if you need it done, and you need it done right, and you need it done immediately, call Tom, he'll help you out. All I can tell you is it was a $500 power washing job on a Sunday, and like I said, it was a big house, big house. I had to crawl all over the roof, clean out the gutters. It was a mess. They live on a hill, so that made it more technical. And then I went on a bunch of estimates throughout the week. Every one of them got approved. I mean, it's just insane how much work has gotten approved. And I've got now, for the next 3 or 4 weeks, already booked for new business, okay? So I'm driving myself nuts, but I can't complain, making a ton of money, and that's what it's all about. This is what I'm in business for. I'm in business to do business, okay? Now, the farm. The farm has, it's fine. I mean, all I can tell you is the corn is that freaking tall. And I've been cutting the grass out there. It's a little bit tall right now, but we've had a lot of rain here and cool weather in North Carolina. Now it's hot. Now there's no rain in sight, and it's going to be in the 90s for the next week. That's perfect. It allowed me to catch up on everything because we've been hit and miss rain, and we really can't, you can't go out there and do exterior work when it's pouring its butt off or having these big tornado threats or storms coming through. Okay. I've also had a lot of you guys call me up and ask questions about, let me clear this up about how do you charge for a job, okay? It seems like the #1 question you guys ask me all the time, how do I bid on this job? Let me answer that question again, okay? Hold on. Okay. When you go to a job site, or you're going to an estimate, let's say it's a deck restoration, it's a painting job, it's a repair, paint, or rot, whatever it may be. Here's how you do it, okay? If you're not 100% sure of what you should charge, I don't charge flat rates. I don't do that. I used to do that, and I found myself either being way too high, which is good, but it also sets you up for competition to come in to underbid you, okay? So I've redone my whole thing as far as selling my labor. I now sell hours. I sell time, because time is the only thing that I have to offer. So I charge $50 for residential, $75 for commercial, and $100 an hour for industrial, okay? Now, materials is materials. You know, it is what it is, okay? Always get the material price, always get the cost of the materials up front. If they don't want to do that, then don't take the job. That is simplest as hell as I can explain it, okay? If the customer that you have does not want to pay you any money up front, then you don't need that customer. Okay? Clear enough? All right. I will not put myself in a situation where I buy the materials and also float the labor, and then somebody jerks me around for 30 days and nitpicks work, which they're not going to nitpick my work, but the whole point is that they can nitpick the work, and then they'll screw around with you and not want to try to pay you. You're already out because you've already spent money. I never do that. I make sure, I don't care if it's $1,000 in materials, sir, ma'am, I want $1,000 up front before I start this job. Period. That's how it works, okay? Then you look at the job and you decide, take small sections. Let's say you can work one day 8 hours, okay? Times 50, that's $400, okay? If you can look at that job and say, I can do this in 8 hours, or it's going to take me 40 hours to do this job, then all you have to do is multiply that by 50. I promise you, you won't get screwed. You won't screw yourself when it comes to your labor. Now, if you undercalculate or overcalculate materials, that's your fault. I can't help you on that one, okay? You just got to know your material costs. Go down to Lowe's, go down to Home Depot, whatever you got to do, check out your materials and make sure you're not screwing yourself. I've got pretty much everything memorized. I know what it's going to cost me for materials, pretty much. I don't ever screw myself over on materials. Okay, now, when you bid on a job, you have to look at the unexpected and the unpredictable, okay? Especially wood rot. If you don't know how to look into look at a job and say, what could possibly be the problems here? You know, what might stall me a little bit for half a day? You know, what can screw me over, you know, time-wise? How do I see through the unexpected, okay? And when you can figure that part out, then when you start disassembling something or you take something apart, then the rationale that you use in the bidding process will play in your favor when it comes to disassembling something, and you'll say, oh, I expected that if some unusual, you know, thing comes, you know, to light, like if you're taking off a deck and the damn joist, the frame system's all messed up, you know? If you couldn't see it from underneath or whatever, you just couldn't predict a lot of wood rot, or, you know, there's termites, or, you know, you get where I'm getting, you got where I'm going with that. So you think your way through the job, okay? Don't just look at a job and say, oh yeah, I got this handled. You'll screw yourself. There's always unexpected things. The deck job that I'm on today, I had to replace another little small section of the landing pad, the deck boards, and go to the synthetic materials, take off the old wood rot. And oh yeah, by the way, this is classic. The homeowner, the Chinese guy, told me, you know, he fired the other guys. Well, it was the funniest thing. Last week I was on the same street and I was doing a big bush trimming job for a new customer, and one of the carpenters that is working in that neighborhood, him and his crew, who's rebuilding these two houses, he came over and introduced himself to me. And I said, oh, hey, how you doing? I'm Thomas Fixall. I'm the owner of Mr. Fixall, blah, blah, blah. You know, I see you guys are working on these two houses. You know, I've been in this neighborhood 7 years. You know, this one house you're on has been rebuilt 3 times. You're number 3. You know, it's always been poor quality materials on this job, and the house is not built real well. And, you know, we're talking $1 million home, and it's rotting out every 3 years. There's always work being done to this place every 3 years. So you think, well, is it bad materials, is it bad craftsmanship, or both? Okay? So, you know, the guy says, oh, yeah, you're working on that other house over there, Mr. Lee's house. You know, they call him Mr. Lee. That's not his real name because he's Chinese. And I said, yeah, Richard. Yeah, I've known him for years, and, you know, I do his landscaping. He gives me odd jobs here and there, but then he finally decided, you know, because he said he fired his last carpenters, and he didn't like the quality of their work. Well, you know, they were kind of, you know, I didn't know that it was them. It was those guys that he fired, okay, that he let go, okay? I assumed that it was somebody else and not them. And I've been watching these guys rebuild these two houses for the last, 2 months, okay? So they said, hey, are you like finished over there? I said, no, I got deck number 1 and the staircase finished. You want to come take a look at it? Oh yeah, we want to go check it out. Well, they walked over with me, and I showed it to them. And, you know, I'm a perfectionist, so everything was perfect. I mean, all the details were right, you know, the paint was right, everything was perfect. I mean, I replaced everything the right way. I mean, attention to detail stuff, okay? And then the guys, they went up there was 3 of them. They come up there, they looked around, and then they automatically said, oh yeah, by the way, you know, Mr. Lee, you know, he didn't want to spend the money and do this stuff the right way, and you know, he wanted us to, I heard us, so I caught it. It was them, not some other guy. Wanted us to just do the basics, you know, just take off the wood rot and just replace it with, you know, cheap materials, this, that, and the other, and not reinforce the staircase. Remember I showed you how the whole staircase was wobbling and everything like that? Whole damn thing was moving. It was a violation of freaking code, okay? A violation of code. These guys went in there and hacked that job. They hacked it. You know, they stole Mr. Lee's money. Okay, Richard's money, you know, and they did a shitty job, a piss poor job. And then, while I was sitting here not knowing it was these guys at that very moment, you know, I said, oh yeah, this is what I had to do. I box framed everything and I bolted it into the concrete. I had to remove everything, and then I upsold the, you know, we'll use the name Mr. Lee. I sold Mr. Lee the upgraded materials, you know, use synthetic boards, you know, let's match everything. And these guys, oh, and he didn't want to spend the money. And I said, really? I said, Richard's a millionaire. He's an import-export of car parts. He's got more money than God. And he told you that? Well, then you don't know anything about Asian people. Asian people negotiate. They love to lie to you about how much money they have. They said that he had no money. He goes, oh, I got to go get more money. I need to get more money. He's got tons of money. He paid cash for the house. He paid $1 million cash for this house. He bought all the furniture that this other homeowner had, and wanted to buy both their exotic cars. Richard's got plenty of money. But he conned these other carpenters because they weren't using their brain. Okay? They weren't using their brain. And they were listening to what he was saying, but they weren't following any basic ethics. Okay? You know, when somebody tells me, oh, I want you to just shortcut your build, I'm going to tell you I'm not interested in working for you. I'm going to build it my way, or there's no way I'm going to be working here. That's the professional level that I work on. That's the message for today, guys. If your customer tells you to shortcut your quality, then you do not need to work for that particular customer, okay? If somebody tries to undermine and take advantage of your talents just because there's a money issue, then you don't need to work for that customer, okay? And if you tell yourself that, oh yeah, I can shortchange it and cut corners and make things okay, but it's still, you know, everything's out of code and dangerous, because people have to walk up and down these stairs at 3-level, you know, you're talking 50 feet of damn stairs and, you know, decks, and you're going to damn half-ass the build? Are you kidding me? Are you so stupid that you would actually put your own insurance company and liability insurance in jeopardy because you're willing to make a quick buck and screw up a job just because some customer tells you that's what they want? Oh my God. Then you need to be out of business, because if you think that way, then you're not a handyman, you're a hack. You're an absolute hack. And you're doing a disservice to yourself, and you're doing a disservice to your customer. Okay? Let me tell you something. When I showed Richard, Mr. Lee, which is not his real name, how poorly this repair was, he agreed. But he had to lie to me about who actually worked on the place to save face. That's how Asians do it. Okay? And then, over time, I found out who the real carpenters were. It's the guys that I've been watching right up the street, right around the corner, the next 2 houses up, who were the guys who were fired. Because they were idiots. Okay? Because they listened to Richard's sob story about being poor, which is bullshit. And I know all too well the guy's a millionaire, but I sold him the right way to build his house. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. If you don't know how to sell, and if you don't have integrity, get out of the business. Don't do this to yourself, and don't do this to customers, okay? You know what to do. Give me those thumbs up, leave those comments, send the link to your friends. I'll see you guys on another video. Sorry again for taking so long to do a video, but the bottom line is I'm busy straightening out all the screw-ups in Raleigh, and there's a bunch of them. So all you craftsmen who say you're craftsmen, all you guys who think you're good at what you do, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be absolutely ashamed of yourself. And you need to dig deep and do a checkup from the neck up and wonder that you just picked the wrong damn career. Because, man, the craftsmanship in this town sucks. So, most of the people that work in this town who think they're craftsmen, you guys suck. Because you don't know what the hell you're doing. And I have to come in and straighten out your mess. And I love it. Because people pay the big bucks to get it done right. So, if you want to get in this business, you better make a decision. Whether you want quality in your life, you want to put out a quality product or a quality service, or you want to be a hack and make the quick buck, you make that decision. And when you make that decision, I hope to God you can sleep with yourself, and you can, and the next morning that you wake up and you don't have any nightmares and comebacks and insurance claims and a screw-up scenario in your life. Okay, love you guys. Sorry about this rant and this Q&A, but I'm telling you, sorry. I've just been wide open, so busy, that I really don't have time to do these videos. I come home, I eat, you know, shower, shave, go to bed, wake up, go do it again. But I love what I do. I just wanted to give you an update, and, you know, and on this vlog, of the handyman business here in Raleigh because it's wide open. Oh my God. Okay, love you guys. Peace out.